Oh yeah, the scooter. Let's get that scooter. Oh boy, what's happening with the focus here? Holy shit, was there like a rave or something? Good morning from New York City. I have 2 new pieces of gear to try out, 1 hour to shoot and no idea where I am. So no matter if you're here to see the pivot in action, get some images from the Tokina 25 to 75, or just want to see a filmmaker struggle in the real world, come along, let's go. Let's pick this bad boy up here. You don't know how much I need you, 'cause you're my home. That looks kind of dope with the steam coming out of the sewer. I'm really struggling finding the record button. I may just use the outrigger handle to trigger it, because the Komodo has basically a record button on the screen as well as on the side here somewhere, down here. Because as you may know, in New York, the trash is being stored outside on the street rather than in the alleys, because they don't have any alleyways. I can tell you already, I'm really glad that I have this shoulder rig, because with this lens it weighs about 2 kilograms with a Komodo and then a battery and a monitor. These things can get heavy quickly, so if you just can rest it on your shoulder, you get a benefit out of this. When you shoot wide open and you're pretty much zoomed in, you get a nice shallow depth of field. So the reason why I like running on a shoulder rig versus on a gimbal all the time is that you can get this sort of handheld feel, but you still have more control and you're a little bit more stable than just going handheld, especially with this weight. Look at this, it's actually blossoming here. Let me see if I can get some flower blossoms in here. What I'm gonna do now is actually extend these arms here a little bit. Let's see if that helps me and makes it a little more comfortable. It does. Look at this. The spring in New York here. I'm shooting at 75 millimeters right now. Close distance is okay at 75 millimeters in my opinion. Go all the way to close distance now. Just 2.9 feet. Here we go, you get some close-ups. Oh, I'm glad I got a shoulder rig. Oh my god. Okay, let's get some wider shots of this. So we can establish the scene here as well. With that tree. So with this shoulder rig, you have a few different configurations. Right now, I have it here with a latch out, so I can just hook it over my shoulder. This is possibly the most comfortable and stable setup configuration, but you can also flip around these latches here. I'm gonna show you real quick if you can see it on the other GoPro. This way you have a little bit more of a shoulder padding here. If you want to extend it a little further, you can also flip it out here. Though I gotta say the weight then definitely distributes more to your arms. So it's maybe better for lighter setups. It's definitely something that works. And then the last setup is basically if you just go back into this configuration, the 90-degree angle, you can also press it against your body and get like lower angle shots. So I'm not gonna get hooked up here and shoot something like that. Oh, there's the Empire State Building. Let's see if we can capture it. Zoom into 75 millimeters. Get some motion in here of hitting the fence. I'm not really happy with this shot. Let's see if I get a little closer. Oh, look at this. This is good. Can frame it up with the flowers here in the foreground. Get that bokeh in. Pose a little bit more. Don't overexpose. So what I'm always looking at when I'm shooting on the Komodo, and I talked about it in a couple of my videos, are those traffic lights. I'm trying not to get them peak and trigger them on the top. So this is really where I'm primarily looking at when I'm exposing. All right, I said it in videos before, I have a weird thing for traffic lights. I love shooting traffic lights. So let's get one of those here. Let's get a close-up of this. Such an urban flair. They're always like so dirty and have like texture or stickers on it. It's always something interesting. Now right now I'm shooting at 23.98 FPS, but I'm debating if I'm going to switch over to 40 frames per second just to get a little bit more playtime, a little bit more smoother shots. Also, I have just 2 sets of ND filters. Actually, I'm using the Breakthrough ND filters in the EF to RF adapter because this lens is an EF mount. The beauty of this global shutter of the Komodo is that you can so easily stabilize it in post. So while I have like some small shakes in these shots, I can just throw a warp stabilizer in post and it's all dandy. And also the beauty of shooting in New York, no one's looking at you weirdly when you just talk to yourself, walk around with a big ass camera, because I guess people are used to that. So this is the famous Houston Street. Everything south of this is Soho, south of Houston. So there you have it. Alright, the thing that I'm having the most issues with right now is this Tilta Nano focus motor for some reason. Alright, recalibrating again. I don't know what it is about it, but something's up with the Tilta Nucleus Nano. Welcome to the challenges of just filming outside and struggle with the gear. Oh yeah, like scooter, let's get that scooter. So supposedly this lens is parfocal, meaning that if you zoom in and zoom out and focus on a subject, it's supposed to stay in focus. But for this rig up here with the RF to EVF adapter, it seems like it is not quite there, so you need to do some shimming, adding some little thin metal rings so that it finds the perfect distance to the sensor. But that's something I can't do right now, so parfocality, not right out of the box with this setup, but it is in theory there. The focus wheel, the zoom and the aperture have all very different smoothness. So the lightest of all is the aperture, which goes very nicely and smooth, followed by the focus ring, which apparently is not, it's too stiff for the Nucleus Nano. And then the most stiff one is the zoom, but it's okay once you use that level. It's actually not a problem. Oh, here the irony: no pets. This is the kind of documentary kind of shot you want to capture. Alright, that's the mural I want to get here. Oh yeah, that looks cool. We have a guy stretching right in front of it. So still want to get something in the foreground. Can I get behind this bar here? I can. So if I can get the, there we go, the mailbox in. Though now we lost the subject in it. Talked already about different configurations, but what I really dig about it is that it's nice and small and compact, so you can just strap it to your backpack where you would generally put your tripod or so. It has the standard Manfrotto base plate. You can just like slide in or even clip in your camera. It has actually double plate, so if you disassemble this, you can quickly go even with the rails into a mode there which you can just like slide onto a tripod. If you're wondering if the fan at the Komodo is blowing into my face, yes, slightly but barely noticeable. Actually, it's kind of nice to have in these kind of cooler conditions a little bit of a heat source next to your face. Oh, this has interesting depth here. I dig that. See, now I'm just gonna move slowly back and forth. Oh, there's a flower shop. Look at this. Ooh, and there's the World Trade Center. Loads to shoot here. Nice. Let's see if we can get some flower action going here. For this we want a wide shot. I'll check if I can go over and capture some close-ups. Morning. Do you mind if I film a little bit here? I'm trying out a new camera for my YouTube channel. Yeah? Cool, thank you so much. Such a perfect morning scene here. Such a beautiful scenery now. Like this, like really lightens everything up. Like it's, yeah, gives us a good study of the bokeh and how this lens reacts. And here I'm going to show you real quick. So we're focused here on the flower. If I zoom out, you see it's getting a little softer. So what you want is actually that it's focused like that. It still stays, but again, through some shimming, you can get it there. I want to get some foreground in here. So if I shoot him through here, I think I can get some interesting depth in this image here. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye-bye. So let's talk about how much all this gear is. The pivot clocks in at $799, which is on the pricier end of a shoulder rig. For this size, you definitely can get cheaper ones, but certainly there's also way more expensive ones. So I think for what it is, if you really need one, seems like a decent, fair price. The Tokina 25 to 75 is $4,999. If you're in market, definitely something to consider. You've seen footage now from those on the Komodo. So the reason why I wanted to try this 25 to 75 is because it's part of the series of my favorite lens, which is the 11 to 20 2.9 Tokina, and it fills this gap between the 11 to 20 and the 50 to 135. So you now have like 3 lenses that give you good coverage. Oh my god, what happened here? There's so much trash. Holy shit. Was there like a rave or something? Party, a concert? Holy cow. Well, this is gonna be interesting to shoot. Wow, it's absolutely trashed here. Curious what happened here. Someone with a baby Yoda doll or something. See if we can capture that. Here we get a nice shot of the Empire State Building. Down the street. Always a good one. Oh, someone's coming down with a skateboard. Let's get this person. So this lens comes either with an EF mount that I'm using right now, a MFT, a PL or Sony E mount, and it covers a Super 35 image circle, no problem. So if you have a Komodo, works perfectly fine without any vignetting. Ooh, bagels. These are great typical morning scenes. I dig it. Let's see if we can get a close-up. Okay, so what is my conclusion of running with a shoulder rig? I haven't done that in a long while. I think I'm still a person who would run it rather handheld because I can get easier, quicker to lower angles. But if you have a heavy rig and if you have to carry it for a longer while, especially in documentary kind of scenario, I can see this actually being very, very handy. I'll definitely keep it in my repertoire. And I'm also glad that it turned out to be a quite nice sunny day. All in all, totally worth getting up early in the morning. Whew. Okay, I gotta catch my flight now, but thanks so much for tagging along. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions regarding the gear, let me know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. And as always, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Have a good morning, have a good night, whenever and wherever you are around this beautiful planet. Bye-bye.